Hi there, my name is Matthew Weiner, President and CEO of the Weiner Group, and I'm here with a great friend and colleague of mine, one of the top producers in our team, Tyrone Reed. So Tyrone, you just wrapped up your first full year in this business. Tell everyone, how many hours per week roughly were you working, and what was your gross income in your first year in business with us?
Well, really hardcore part-time, but I was working between 20 to 25 hours a week. I do a lot of volunteer work with my church, and I serve a lot there, so that's where a lot of my time and energy goes into.
Okay, and what was your gross income?
Oh, yeah, so $86,000.
$86,000. Okay, so 20 to 25 hours a week. That was your first full year. Did you ever have an insurance license before?
No, I did social media content creation before this.
Were you ever doing sales?
Nope.
Okay. So what we have here is a great way for you to, if you're out there, maybe you're not doing so hot in the insurance business. If you're watching this video, you've already got your license. So, we have 5 ways that maybe we can add some value to your current business. Whether you're somebody that's maybe struggling in the insurance industry or somebody that's just looking for other ways to produce income outside of what you're currently doing. And we're going to go through some 5 different ways that maybe we can add value to your current business. And so Tyrone's actually been a great, I'm actually talking a little bit about training, some of the products we sell, maybe our compensation, some of the carriers that we work with, and then also, what the opportunity looks like here if you're interested in building an agency. So let's talk about that first piece of training. 92% of insurance agents don't make it in this industry in the first year. And the number one cited reason for that is lack of support. So we really are very intentional about supporting our agents one-on-one in forms of training. And so Tyrone, as someone that's been a great leveraging our system properly and leveraging our training properly, what can someone expect in terms of training with us?
Yeah, so like you said a second ago, one-on-one training. We're not going to plug into a bunch of modules and start throwing people at the wall, see what sticks. No, I'm going to be working with you myself, to help you get started and going in this industry. So that's what we're going to be doing is myself and as well as Matthew. He's been doing this for almost 5 years now. We'll be able to assist you with anything that you need.
Absolutely. So, I'm sure if you've already experienced this, we've been in with another marketer where they just kind of make you watch a bunch of training videos and just throw you out there. We're totally going to be working with you one-on-one, do a couple conference calls each week to plug you into and in-person events. And then, like Tyrone said, multiple layers of support. So you're actually going to get 3 of us. So in between me and you is my brother. He's going to be there to help as well. And then my mentor, Nick Theodore. If you're wanting to build an agency, you've got access to him as well. So here's one part where we really shine is our carriers. So I already mentioned my mentor, Nick Theodore. He's the owner of the Theodore Group, in fact, multi-millionaire, very successful guy. And he was on a panel of about 5 people that created a proprietary product for us. Now, we work with a very specialized form of life insurance. Maybe you've heard of it. Most haven't is living benefit life insurance, which are riders that are actually built into the policy for free. The client pays no extra premium. And so if someone gets sick, they have a heart attack, stroke, cancer, things like that, they can actually get a payment from their death benefit to be paid to them while they're alive. Mm-hmm. Now, and then we actually formed a partnership with the carrier, namely GPM, that we have a proprietary product with. And Tyrone, you've sold a lot of policies with GPM. Mm-hmm. Tell everybody what's been your experience like when you go out there and you see other products like that clients have. Mm-hmm. How often are you able to be competitive with our product line?
So with that specific product, it's typically around 10 to 15% below market. And it's like we said a second ago, it's proprietary to our company. So if you're not an agent with us, you don't have access to it. So when I'm going into houses and I see that someone, they might have a living benefit policy already, or if they don't have a living benefit policy, it's like, hey, I see that you got this. I have this other product. I can save you this much a month. So it's like a no-brainer for me to be able to get them into this product where they're going to save, maybe $1,000 over the next span of them having the policy for 30 years. So it's like, that's a great piece of leverage that we have as agents, that will be available to you.
My experience has been that there's a complete chasm between what we can offer through that particular product versus other companies, right? So I'll take the example of somebody that's maybe like a diabetic with neuropathy as an example, and I can give many underwriting examples, but just to make it a little bit of technical piece of information. So let's say that diabetic with neuropathy, right? We can offer that individual, if there's nothing else going on with them, a term life insurance policy up to 30 years level coverage with living benefits that's, as Tyrone said, 10 to 15% cheaper than everything else on the market, day one coverage. Now, if you're an experienced agent, that's crazy that we can make that claim. What our competitors would have to do in that same situation is offer a final expense policy that maybe goes up to $40,000 in coverage and costs 3 times as much. right? And so the fact that we can help those individuals is both very rewarding to us financially, emotionally, that we can help people like that. And maybe some people that you've not been able to get covered, and you can only offer them final expense products. Maybe we have something we can offer your clientele and add this to your portfolio. So let's talk about compensation. So our compensation grid, we range anywhere from 70% at the starting level all the way up to 140%. Now, there's companies out there that start people at 35% commission level, where our starting rate is 70%. Mm-hmm. Now, and then if you're an experienced agent, we can have a discussion about where you would fit into our current commission level. But Tyron, tell everybody what are some of the unique factors of our compensation?
Yeah. So one thing I love is that the products that we have, and we're able to bring those to the market, allows us to be able to, leverage that and being able to go out and produce high amounts of that so we can get paid. This is a business. This isn't a charity. So one thing I love about our grid that we have is that you actually can skip levels. So you're not stuck at one level and you only can move up stair step. No, you can, let's say you did start at 70% and you went out and you did, the number of production you needed to go up to like 120% contract, you can jump there in 2 months. So there's no cap on where you want to do it. It's just about how much production you want to do. So name one other place. Maybe you're somebody that's seen hundreds of these videos. Name one other place that will allow you to skip from the bottom level up to the top within 2 months. That's absolutely absurd. And so for those of you that maybe are newer agents, like a 70% commission level, basically your average compensation here is about a little over $500 per policy you get sold. Right now, how do we get customers, right? How do we get customers? So we have an amazing lead system. So our lead system is unlike anything else out there. Now, everybody's going to tell you the same thing, that their leads are great, right? But few people are actually going to reach into their pockets and help you buy leads. So myself and Tyrone, we do a lead bonus program. We give a lot away. In fact, I gave about 20% of my gross income last year, gross about just shy of $400,000 in income. Gave about 20% of that back to our team to help them buy leads. So Tyron, somebody tell everybody what our lead program is. Like, where do our leads come from? Mm-hmm. And then what do you do to help them get leads? Yeah, so we're in that, like he said earlier, the direct mail mortgage protection lead. That's what we work, okay? And that's how we acquire our clients. They actually fill out a form or they call into an automated line asking for information for us to reach back out to them. And so as a new agent, if I didn't think the leads were any good, I wouldn't take my own hard-earned money and, send it off to somebody else that I don't know. Right. So as a new agent, we're going to match you $150 on your first order. So if you put in 150, I'll put in 150. Okay. And whenever you go out and you do your first application, I'll be sending you another $150. So that $450, it's going to get you right around close to 2 weeks of work part-time wise. Okay. And so on those appointments, you should get between 20 to maybe 24 appointments. And on those appointments, you should at least get, 7 to 8 applications, which 70% of those will go through. So you're looking at 5 to 6 applications at, the rate he just talked about. So, you're looking at around $3,000 for a $400 investment.
That's truly preposterous. In fact, you've profited close to like a little over 90%. What did you invest in leads last year?
Yeah, so $7,800, and I made around literally $78,000 last year. So 10%.
Well, 86,000, correct?
86, sorry.
86,000.
Yeah, correct.
86,000 gross income, 7,800 invested. So over 90% profit margin from you. I profited 83% my first year, so you got me beat in the profit margin department. So the leads definitely work. You're going to close 50%. In fact, you're going to close 50% of the people you sit in front of. In fact, I got so good that about 18 months into this, I was in 64 homes and I sold 64 policies. And let me tell you, I was so scared of my first 3 appointments that I literally couldn't talk to the clients. It's kind of a funny story. So we definitely got a great training system lead program. So last thing is the opportunity for you to build an agency here. Our compensation grid does allow you to earn spread. So if you move your way up the grid, you get up to 100% commission level, you can hire somebody to 70, and that difference between your contract and theirs is an override that gets paid to you. And I think we have the absolute best chassis available to anybody who's interested in building a business here. Our bonus structure, the ability to skip levels, there's nothing like this out there. And a little more about the leads. One thing that's super unique about our marketing organization that we work with is that our leads are actually done in-house. We're not depending upon a third party for leads. So there's competitors out there that say they got mortgage protection leads too. Mm-hmm. What they do is they run them through probably 8 to 10 cycles of that same lead over and over again and overcharge for it and actually make money.
Mm-hmm.
We lose money on leads just like the agents do. That's our loss leader. And so philosophically, we're all aligned. That's why we call ourselves the agents company, because we are all proportionately sharing in both the assets and the liability of our business here equally. And that's something that kind of gives me cold chills when I think about it, Tyrone, because I'm like, we really truly care about the agents, and ultimately we're here to service the client. We believe firmly in doing what's best for the client. That's why we created such great proprietary products to service them. Even if they may not pay the highest commission level out there versus other guys on the market, but they're absolutely better for the client than what the other guys are selling. So, Tyrone, if anybody's interested in discussing this more with you, what would they need to do next?
Yeah, so just go back to the form of communication that we had, whether that was text or through email, and reply the word "the agents company," and we'll be able to find a time to chat so we can hop on the phone.